What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Drew, aka Mr. Hollywood, and you know it. Before we get into this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It ain't nothing to it but to do it. But look, I'm an H-Town native, you hear me? So, we will be reacting to Nick Chubb talking at the end of training camp. You hear me? He don't do a lot of talking. He about business, you know what I'm saying? I call him RoboCop because he had his little injuries, but he always come back stronger. Like, if y'all ever seen the movie RoboCop, he used to get messed over, but then he'll go back in the lab and they'll sew him back up and all of that, and he brand new again, you hear me? But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, can you explain what were the primary factors coming to Houston? What were a couple of things that really made you want to come here and just pick it up the rest of your career and come here and just add to this organization?
Yeah, well, I guess the biggest thing is knowing what this team is about from afar. I've always been a fan of Coach D'Amico, and I know some guys on the team. I know Joe Mixon. I know what he's about, and I watched him from afar on the other sideline plenty of years, and I know how hard he runs the ball, and I know the opportunity I had here with this team, you know, being an up-and-coming team, and past 2 years I really turned it on, so I know how to change.
Bro, I feel sorry for whoever defense got to deal with Joe Main Man Mixon and Nick Chubb. Bro, I would be mad. I would have to keep tackling them, bro, because they some bruising running backs, bro. They gonna stiff arm you, they gonna run you over and all of that. So you better be able to do some good tackling, which I doubt. Oh man, Nick Chubb, thank you, Browns. Thank you, Cleveland Browns. But he gave y'all 7 years of hard work. Y'all ran him into the ground, but he up over here on his next chapter. You hear me? And ain't nothing like going to a new team with some young dogs. Everybody have that hard work ethic. You hear me? Our coach, he a dog. He's still young. He can still play in the NFL if he wanted to. And D'Amico, you hear me? Yeah, you heard him praising D'Amico?
Chance to come here and win a lot of games, surrounded by a great group of people.
Nick, what do you say about some of
I feel good.
Nick, what do you say about some of the concerns that people may have about the way that your season ended in 2023 and then how it ended in 2024 with the injuries?
I would say that's all behind me, and injuries happen, and with what I did, it takes about 2 years to really get back, and so I'm over the hump. I'm back home. I was back home all off-season training, where I trained, every year since I was in high school, and I was able to get a full year in of doing the things that I do best.
And his workout videos is crazy. First of all, let me say, Chubb was a track star. He threw the shot put. That means he's strong. He's strong as an ox. If you don't know what an ox is, I think you need to look it up. You hear me? I'm talking about country boy. He a Georgia boy. Georgia got them dogs. And he went to Georgia. And you know what's crazy? He was second string behind Todd Gurley. When Todd Gurley got hurt, Nick Chubb took over. And after that, he was just a sensation. But let me say this. Nick Chubb, it was only 3 seasons where he didn't rush for 1,000 yards. So 2018, that was his first year. He was 4 yards short of 1,000 yards. He rushed for 996. And then 2023, he had hurt his leg, his ACL, yeah. And then 2024, he had broke his foot. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, he is a beast, bruh. And then this dude can squat 675 pounds, dog. Man, real talk. Man, please. I ain't tackling him.
So now I'm feeling good as I have been in a long time.
Your workouts are pretty legendary. Can you share what your squat number is right now?
I don't have a number. I don't have a number.
From an emotional standpoint, I know Miles and a lot of the Browns had some good things to say about you. Have you really been able to take all that in, or is it just kind of moving fast?
It happened really fast. I was at home Saturday. I got the call, and I was on the flight the next day. So I haven't been able to process everything. I've talked to a couple guys, former teammates, but I haven't really had the time to really sit down and digest everything. But I'm happy to be here.
How do you think you and Joe complement each other?
I think we're great together. You know, he's a bigger guy. You know, tall, explosive. He runs super hard, and I do the same thing. So I think it'll be us kind of doing that back to back and against other defenses. Yeah.
The fact that him and Joe Mixon, they've been knowing each other for a minute, and they both was in Ohio. You hear me? Playing. They come from the AFC North. You hear me? So they've been having to play against each other like 2 times out the year. And Joe Mixon, he was over there at Cincinnati for like 6 years, something like that. Maybe 7, if I'm not mistaken. Bruh, we have the best running back duo. I'm not trying to hear. I don't care what y'all say. And it's funny how people be hating on the Texans, bruh. We don't care. We ain't going nowhere, bruh. You hear me? Y'all better lay down. Because we ain't going nowhere.
You got to watch him a little bit because of Ohio State in the last 2 years here. What do you think of C.J. Stroud as a passer?
Yeah, I know he's a ball player. You know, I went to Georgia, so in that game when they played OSU versus Georgia, I was afraid, you know, because he was torching them. And yeah, he's a great player. I was on the Browns 2 years ago in a playoff game. We came here and torched us again. So I see what he's about. He's a great leader. I met him, came up to me, talked, exchanged numbers. Anything I needed, he told me to let him know. So he's a great leader too.
Yeah, I remember that game. That was CJ rookie year. That's our quarterback he talking about. You see how he said our quarterback is a dog. Yeah, he might be light-skinned, but he play like a dark-skinned dude. Real talk. You know what they be saying about light-skinned, that they soft and all of that stuff. But hey, we got a light-skinned, dark-skinned quarterback in C.J. Stroud. 7 is what they call him. He torched them. Yeah, that was a blowout in 2023 when we played the Browns in the first playoff game. He was a rookie. We won like 40-something to whatever the score was, but it was like 40-something, and the Browns, they didn't have enough, I'm going to tell you that, bro. So it's good to see him smiling. And let me say this. I never seen Chubb smile in my life. Real talk. He just about business. He going to get in the end zone. He gonna run you over, all of that. Like, he ain't gonna do no celebrations. He gonna dab up his teammates, but he ain't doing no crazy stuff. Like, he really a professional for real. So that's good. And let me say this, y'all. I hate when people say, "Oh well, if this would have been the Chubb from 4 years ago, bro." At the end of the day, sometimes the ball don't roll in your favor. Sometimes you gotta wait your turn. And like I said, when it come to us, people just be quick. Oh, he's injury prone, bro. You know how many people that was injury prone went to another team and started winning and won Super Bowl? I'm just gonna throw one name out there. Saquon Barkley was over there at the Trash Giants organization. They didn't even want to give him another deal. You hear me? Another deal. They rather pay Daniel Jones, who's not even in that organization anymore. So he left and went to the Eagles and won a Super Bowl. Hey, Nick Chubb, hey, I'm glad you're here, my boy. H-Time, real talk.
Talk about the process, the transition. Have you been able to see what the Browns fans have been posting on social media? And if so, if you have seen it, what do you think about all that?
Yeah, of course I've seen it. I mean, we have a long history there. You know, I came in as a freshman. I gave it my all for that team and for that city, and the friends appreciated me more than anything, and I appreciated them too. And it was a blessing to be drafted there, and that place to me. That's still a part of me, no matter what. You know, I'll never forget my time there, and it was a blessing. But you know, I look forward to doing all of that here now.
Nick, have you had any close conversations? What do you think about it?
We talked a little bit. You know, I can tell you he's a very smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows his stuff, and yeah, we talked about the run schemes, things like that. What his plans are. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm happy, and I'm excited.
Have you gotten a chance to look at what the defensive side of the ball is, and how excited are you about, you know, just going up against them in training camp and what they're going to be able to do this year?
Yeah, I've been playing a while, so I know a bunch of those guys over there, played against them, and I'm excited about it. Big guys up front, smart, fast, young DBs, and a great linebacker. So, I mean, I'm excited.
Do y'all understand what Houston Texans is doing, bro? This is our 3rd year under a new coach who been making progress every year. Every year. We have built a two-headed monster, meaning like our offense is gonna be up to par and gonna meet expectations despite having those injuries last year with Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, you know what I'm saying? It just, I don't know, we just had bad luck last year, but we still made it work and we all came together as a family. That's the difference between us and other teams. Our culture is built off family for real, bro. Like this ain't just business. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. I'm so happy. I be about to cry, but you know, I'm not gonna cry. But it's just thinking about it, like, cause like I've been a Texas fan since we first came, 2002. You know how many times I used to get mad and rage, bro? I still be having nightmares sometimes. I can't stand Bill O'Brien and the other coaches before him, except for Kubiak. I'm grateful.
You had a message just to Browns fans for the last 7 years of your career.
I don't know. I'm sure I'll address that at some point. You know, I'm not ready to do it now, but it'd be a great message. Sorry, say it again.
Can you talk about the adjustments you have to make with a new offensive line, basically? What do you have to do, how your reads and trying to coordinate with getting it there?
For the most part, it's all the same. You know, run the ball, the same thing I've done in Cleveland, same blocking scheme, it's the same play. So it's been fine from that adjustment.
You kind of said, hey, I'm back to my old self, and you kind of knew. If so, what was it?
Probably while I was at home during my off-season training. I had all my numbers that I usually do in off-season, so speed and weights and things like that. So,
What is your first impression of D'Amico Ryans, and what does it say that this organization wanted you so bad?
yeah, I mean he's a young coach, a lot of energy, a lot of intensity. He's young, fresh, he wants to win, and you know I was questioning why they wanted me, and then I came here and I saw a bunch of guys who like to work and not talk, and I realized that I'm a perfect fit. So I realized why they wanted me here, and I'm excited about it.
Mixon, what kind of tandem do you feel like that could be, and do you know him well from the North days, all that sort of thing?
I know him. I think we're in the same class. I come out of high school. He should have came to Georgia, by the way, and he went to Cincinnati, and so I played against him twice a year. And I was always afraid he would take over the game with his ability. You know, he runs super hard, and so I think both of us having those same intangibles would be tough for a defense to stop.
Woo. Hey, y'all heard? Hey, that was Nick Chubb right there. That Browns legend, you hear me? Bro, that's crazy. He came to the Texans, bro. Because I remember back then, bro, we was the laughing stock of the NFL. Nobody wanted to come near this organization. You hear me? Used to hurt my feelings, but now everybody want to come. Nah, hold on, player, bro. Hey, this how we do things around here. You hear me, fam? Look, if you don't work hard and all of that, you can't even be, you know what I'm saying? You can't even be around us like that. Real talk. Matter of fact, we about to heart check you real quick to see if you really like that, because we really like that in the H, you feel me? But yeah, man, Nick Chubb, welcome to the Houston Texans, bro. But look, before we end this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Remember, Drew got the juice, and I can't make this up. But until next time,